The Tangent Egg podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Tangent Egg podcast. I'm Seth, and as always with me are Swoosh and John Doe.
Hello!
Hi.
And, look, man, it's been a bit of a quiet week. Well, yes
quiet
and
week
no.
here. Like,
Yeah.
there's things happening in the world, or specifically in certain places, but I'm just sick of seeing them.
Well, unfortunately, the only thing that seems to be happening right now is war, and America's on fire.
Yeah.
And I,
TikTok
for one,
videos.
am so over conspiracy theories about the LA fires.
I normally love conspiracy theories, but even these are starting to piss me off now.
It's just they don't make enough sense even for conspiracy theories.
Even then, I like conspiracy theories that don't make a lot of sense, because I just find them funny. But these guys just don't commit. Like, pick a lane. Stick with it. Just stop switching your mind every 3 seconds.
Because so far I've seen the fire department was defunded, which it wasn't.
Yep.
That they're out of water, which they're not. That it was to cover up the stuff to do with P. Diddy. That it was to burn down the countryside so that property developers could buy it all up cheap. And that it was designed to allow them to put in a new light rail.
Yeah.
It's just like, guys, like, come on.
Why can't shit just burn?
Yeah. We burn every year here in Australia. Like,
Well, so does LA. That's the
Yeah.
thing. The difference this year is that you know, with all the fucking bullshit that's going on in the States, shit's not being responded quite the way it needs to be. And there's 80-kilometer winds.
yeah, it's honestly, literally the perfect storm for them. Like, there was
can't-
4 fires at once. All the wind was just like, yeah, fuck you, high level winds. We're going to spread this like actual
Which
wildfire.
means, like, they can't fly in because of the winds. They're too strong. And
Yeah.
even if they did do a water dump, the wind would spread it around so much it wouldn't do anything.
yeah,
It's just like, this is what's happening. Nature's being nature. And it does this every year in LA.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's just big this year.
It's one of those things that people have warned about this for years. It's like, look, we should probably do something for it, but we're in a valley. Like, if we get hit by that perfect storm, nothing saves us.
Yeah.
And it honestly just feels like, oh no, the consequences of our actions. It's like,
I mean, like, I'm saying this, and I know I'm being very inflammatory, but, like, I do feel for all the people who've lost
fuck yeah.
homes and lives and whatnot
Yeah.
in these fires.
yeah,
We're not complete
Hard out
monsters.
to you as you were back when Australia was on fire.
yeah,
Yeah.
But, like, the conspiracy people need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, our beef isn't with the people who have been harmed by this. It's with the people who are in no way associated with it, who are spitballing random ideas to fit their agenda. Like,
Because, like, when half of Australia wasn't on fire, you didn't have people coming out being like, oh, yeah, it's because the government wants to murder all of the koalas.
I mean,
it's
we
just
did
like-
eventually say that,
Yeah.
but that's because...
Well, I mean, that was a whole different thing, good old
Yeah.
koala killer. But we're not going to get into that. That wasn't related to the fires, but we didn't
No.
have that kind of shit. It's just like, what is going on in the States where it's like, the thing you want to do with your time is run conspiracy bullshit over a massive disaster that people need help with, not you throwing, essentially, more fire in.
Yeah, more fire at it, but it's... I suppose they just don't really trust their government anymore. And honestly, I don't trust most governments, because their things don't exactly line up with what most people want.
Oh, zero trust with government.
Yeah.
But that's not what... But they're not saying the government did it.
Yeah.
No.
That's the thing. It's not like some weird governmental conspiracy to false flag LA into... I don't know what you'd even do.
God.
But it's all this like, no, it's so they can save Diddy.
Oh,
What?
God. That's the dumbest one I've heard. And even, like, what? Burn down specific homes. Just don't do, like, the entire city. Come on, guys. Make a bit more sense, please.
Yeah, it doesn't. And I'm frankly quite sick of
Yeah.
seeing it. It is such utter garbage, and people need to get over it.
Yeah. The actual fires themselves are terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the videos coming out from, like... It looks like... Remember Constantine, the old movie? With
Yeah,
Keanu
yeah,
Reeves?
yeah.
It looks like that when he goes through hell. Like, holy shit, guys. It's very fucked up, and I hope people aren't, too fucked over by this.
Yeah. So, in conclusion, fuck the conspiracy theorists, guys. Hearts out to everyone affected by the virus.
Yep.
Right, so, what else we got to talk about?
The funniest thing I've seen recently is the American government go, we're going to ban TikTok. So all the TikTokers went to an actually CCP funded thing. Basically, it's like, oh, this Taiwanese company that we swear is going to send stuff to the CCP.
Isn't it Singapore that runs
Oh, sorry,
TikTok?
yeah. Singapore, my bad. But yeah, it's like, oh, they're selling your data to the CCP. It's like, you're selling our data to the CCP. Alright, fuck it. We'll knock out the middleman. We'll go straight to the CCP. So now people are learning Mandarin in America because the app's not in English. They're just blindly clicking things. And
All they
learning
had to do to
Mandarin.
fix that was to slip a cut to the government. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not that they're selling your data. It's just that they're selling your data without our cut.
Honestly, I think it's more of a control thing because they have a lot of say on what happens on Facebook with Facebook and Instagram because Zuck's nose is firmly planted up their keister. But for a Singaporean company, they have no direct control over that. So there was a lot more freedom to voice things on TikTok for Americans and other countries without nations going, you can't say that, that's bad. So that's why a lot of them moved to Red Note. It's just, we're going to go somewhere else because you have too much control over this thing you have, and we can't trust it. It's like, I get it to a point, but I'm not going to be downloading that app.
No.
I'm pretty sure China already has my data from somewhere, some ground.
You've been on the internet.
Yeah, but I'm not going to, give it to them. They're going to have to
You
work
can work
for
a
this.
little bit.
Yeah. For, giving my data away for free in this economy? I think not.
Today, I actually got one of those calls that we're from Windows and your IP address is flagging virus. Can you please go to website? It's like, which
love
website
going
I'm going to
along
go
with
to?
Or it's like, can you go to this website? Yeah, I'm there. It's just not working. Oh, you have to click on this. But I did do that. And you just let them go in circles. They get so angry. Which is so weird. How does that function? They just switch to screaming at people. Does that work? Does that make them do things?
I don't know. I love getting it to happen, though.
It is pretty fun. When you get them to break character or deviate from the script, it's very fun.
I mean, I've had one demand to ask me whether or not I thought he was Harry Potter.
That's a fun one. I remember a guy going, I'm from Apple, and you have viruses on your device. There are no Apple products in my home.
Yeah.
At all.
Or I'm Telstra and monitor your Windows PC. You have virus. No.
Every time it's like, we're monitoring your PC, it's like, that's a violation of privacy. Can I get your name? And suddenly the line goes dead. It's very strange. Oh, God, I hate scammers. Absolute scum of the earth.
Yes, no.
Look,
I've watched enough content about a lot of those
yeah,
scam call centers, and some of those people are legitimately I'm just hard up.
Yeah,
this
they
is all
need
I
the
can
money.
get.
Yeah.
I don't really like doing it, but it's work, man.
Need to live, man.
I'm not trying to give that as a clear pass for definitely the management of those places are garbage people.
Oh, yeah.
But not every guy who's stuck making a phone call is a garbage person.
Yeah.
Some people are just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
But that's, again,
I can
not
see
to,
that.
hand wave all of them. Some of them are gleeful in their bullshit.
Yeah, there's a reason a lot of these call centers pop up in, nations that have a very large population of the poorer people. They're gonna do that work, because why the fuck not? It's money.
I don't blame the individual doing it. I blame the fucker that's running the company.
Yeah, that. But God,
Yeah,
it's annoying.
it's still fucking frustrating. Actually, no, I find it fun. It's frustrating when older relatives get fucking called up and then they start buying into it. It's just don't.
All mine just
Targeting the
call me
oldie
now.
fucker pisses me off.
Yeah. Every time it happens, my mum and dad will still call me. I'm getting this guy from Microsoft. Should I trust him? No, they'll never contact you. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's calling from Microsoft, either you work for Microsoft or something has gone so horribly wrong that, they have to contact you directly, in which case they probably won't do it anyway. Like, trust no bitch.
Yeah.
It's the
Pretty
internet.
much.
All the children are FBI agents, all the women are FBI agents, all the men are just crazy.
Man, that's an old cut.
That is a very old cut. That's from, like, the early days.
I mean, I don't know how... Man. Having grown up, like, through the process of the internet becoming a thing, it's really hard to remember, like, when stuff happened. It's like, I remember that particular quote in uni, but that's, like, early 2000, but, like, internet was around before that, but, like, when was that?
The old
God, I'm
text.
old.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the original meme, but if you put in "Welcome to the Internet" now, all you get is Bo Burnham's song.
Yeah. Good song, though.
Here we go. Welcome to the Internet, where the women are actually men and the children are FBI agents. And it's the picture of Drew Carey giving the thumbs up from Who's Line Is It? Yeah. God, we're old.
So, NVIDIA's getting ready to pimp its new series of graphics cards, and I think a distinct number of people don't understand how frame generation works.
No, they really don't.
That's what they're banking on.
Yeah,
So-
pretty much.
A lot of people, like, I bitched eternally on this podcast about how I hate the fact that companies are now relying on DLSS to make games playable.
Oh, we've lost him.
Huh? What?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're here?
You're back now.
Okay.
You're in and out, but you're good.
Oh, you're gone again.
Oh, for
That you
fuck's
come
sake.
to mime.
See, here's the annoying bit. I don't know if I'm being gaslit or not.
I mean, we are bastards.
I
we're not gonna
know.
lie
That's
about
my
that.
point. Neither of you two are frozen. All I'm working with is you guys going, he's not in the call anymore. And
all
why?
Yeah, it's
For all
like,
I
you're
know,
still in
you're
the
just
call.
fucking with me.
So the weird thing is, like, you're still in the call for me, but when you catch back up, it speeds you up. So we still
Yeah.
get all the information just really quick after a few seconds. It's so fucking
fuck?
weird. Discord, ain't it great?
Oh, fuck. So, I've complained often about how DLSS is used to make games playable instead of what it's supposed to be, which is to enhance an already playable product.
Yeah.
NVIDIA is getting ready to be like, we're going to be able to squeeze an extra 2 frames a second of that frame generation. Cool, that's awesome. But do you understand that the game's still running at 60?
Yeah.
Just
Like,
because it looks smooth, it doesn't run like that. Those frames are fake.
Yeah.
They're not real renders. They're not the game really running that fast.
Is this the system they wanted to bring in, which was AI frame generation, where
That is DLSS. It's all
Yeah.
that AI frame generation stuff.
yeah.
Where for every 1 frame, it'll fake X number of additional frames to smooth out the picture. But people think that, I've got it up to running at 144 frames. Yeah, that's the DLSS creating fake frames to get you there. You're still running at whatever the actual render rate of the game
Yeah.
is.
You may be still running at 60, but suddenly you're at 100 and fucking frames because it's jamming ones in the middle.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
people are now, because DLSS is getting the cards are getting more powerful, so DLSS is working harder and harder, and NVIDIA is about to launch all these new cards that are able to be even better at it.
Yeah.
People are starting to actually notice the input lag.
Yeah.
Am I running or not? Like,
You are now. I'll put the card
It
up when you
drops
are.
out.
I'll take it down when you're not.
okay, that'll work.
It drops
Still might be
out
being
like
gasless.
1 to 2 seconds at a time, and then it brings you back.
So irritating because I can't see any of it on my end.
You just
like-
keep going because you'll be fine.
Yeah, okay. Point is, people are starting, now that instead of getting like 20 extra frames, people are starting to get, your 40, 50, 60 extra frames. They're actually starting to notice that, why is this not feeling right? Because you're not playing the game rendered at that frame rate.
Yeah.
DLSS is a crutch. It is not the thing that makes the game suddenly smooth.
Like,
Yeah.
you said it before. It's an enhancement tool. It's not
Yeah.
meant to be doing the lion's share of this, guys. Like the game
No.
still needs to be in some way optimized.
Yeah.
I think you'll see a massive difference when a game that is actually optimized comes out and uses it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
when it'll kick in and people go, wow, this, like, holy fuck, this feels amazing. Why does it not feel like this with the other games? Like, there's your fucking day and night.
The annoying
I mean,
thing
that's
is,
the thing, though. DLSS on a game that's optimized properly, you won't even notice you've turned it
No,
on.
it's not
Yeah.
doing anything. Yeah. But it'll feel a lot better because it's not throwing as many fake frames in the middle of the actual gameplay as ones where it's jamming the fake frames in. You won't
And
feel
what's-
that same kind of latency.
And you're more likely to get, like, you know, when you get, like, random frame dips,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, all those fake frames are going to cover over that frame dip real nice.
yeah.
Your consistency of play will be much higher, but yeah, no. All these people who are just suddenly like, oh, this feels wrong. Yeah. Yeah, there's a
hate-
fucking reason for that.
I do hate the fact that the only way to fix it is to essentially expose the company and get very shitty at them. Like what happened with like the last time this kind of shit hit the fan, but all I
Well, I
want
mean-
is what was that?
Nah, continue.
Yeah. All I really want is for like these guys to stop using that crutch and actually put work back in.
Yeah.
Like in
100%.
some fashion.
Particularly from the
see-
big studios.
Yeah, because we saw like Larian came out with, you know, Baldur's Gate 3, and then immediately the big studio's like, oh no, you can't use this as a yardstick. It's like, fuck off, we can't. And Indie
Yeah, we
Studio
can,
kicked the
and
shit
we
out
will.
of you.
Yeah.
The fact you said don't use this as a yardstick means we are now using this as the yardstick.
Yep.
I don't think they have understood the Streisand effect yet.
No, they definitely haven't.
Yeah. But it's like, I can see that happening eventually with this entire thing, where it's just like, someone's going to come up with a game that runs perfectly smooth and does everything perfectly, and they're going to notice like, oh, that's what this can do. Why doesn't this do that? Why am I still getting frame drops on these other games?
Well, a game that I think a lot of people, I mean, all three of us have played, Helldivers.
Yeah.
Helldivers, you can turn that stuff on. I've got FSS Generation on.
Oh, fuck
But
yeah.
my computer's, but the game's optimized.
Yeah.
So it runs really well. So those extra frames smooth over frame dips.
Yeah.
So I get a really good, consistent gameplay.
Yeah. Then you play anything from like EA. It's like, why am I getting frame dips with this on?
I think
How
until
do you go
like
below 60?
I think until one of the major game companies like until fucking like Ubisoft crashes and burns, or EA or like one of the major ones actually fucking burn,
Yeah.
then the rest are gonna look and go, oh, we need to do something different.
I mean, Ubisoft is trying to speedrun that currently
yeah.
by the looks of things.
I've
So.
been enjoying the memes so hard about
Oh, I
Ubisoft
love
right
them.
now. Because, of course, the advertisement's been going full force for the new Yakuza game. And it's got a full ship combat system with shipboarding, multiple
Yeah.
weapons, upgrading gear, being able to form bonds with your crew as well as recruit different crew members to have different effects on your boat as a mini game.
Yeah.
It's not even the full game.
yeah.
They made a better version of Skull and Bones as a mini game. Oh, it was great.
In a spin-off. It's not even a mainline title.
Yeah. Like, that is such a wonderful fuck you.
And it
the guys who
didn't
made
take
Yakuza.
like what is it, 10 years of failed
Yeah.
development.
Yeah.
RTG just sort of went, hey man, we did all that stuff in Hawaii for Infinite Wealth. You want to do some more stuff there? Sure! Let's Majima have a fun game and just go bananas as a pirate. Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Hey, Majima, do you guys remember Black Flag? Fuck yes, we do! Like, just ran from
Let's
there.
throw that whole thing in our game.
Oh.
And it looks good. Like, I
Yeah.
want to play it.
Honestly,
I mean, it's a Yakuza game, so I want to play it, but like,
Yeah.
it looks good.
I may end up grabbing that one, because after I saw the memes, like, ooh, this sounds fun, and looked into
There's
it.
a lot of people who've been talking to me about Yakuza recently because of that video, and they're like, okay, hey man, you play those games. Like, should I pick this one up? Yes, you should. You should definitely try Yakuza.
There's a reason a lot of, like, our generation who've hit marketing are just putting everything into memes now. Like,
Yeah.
fuck your marketing, memes. Flood the internet with a funny meme, and make sure it's actually funny. Like,
I hate
still
marketing
follow-
memes, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, marketing memes are bad, but if you get an actual memer and who makes proper funny memes, they do well. But look at
name one.
what was it, the Australian Federal Police Instagram had some fucking perler memes for a while.
Okay.
I have to
not
think
really
of
a-
a couple of their like really
Not
good
really
ones, but
not really a group
were
I tend to
fun.
follow as the cops.
yeah. Cops is always the winner.
But, point is, you just make something good and fun and looks entertaining and people start gravitating toward it, whether they, like, what is it? It's the 7, 8, 9, 10th game in the Yakuza, no, 11th game in the Yakuza franchise.
Yeah.
And now people are like, hey man, should I play this? They're
Yeah.
interested in a game that's 11 games deep in a franchise.
Yeah.
That
how
should tell
bring
you
in the
how
new
much
Joker.
people want what it's offering. And Ubisoft dropped the ball that hard that people are willing
yeah.
to dive 11 games deep into a consistent franchise.
It just gives me a lot more hope for like the Yakuza franchise, because they're going to play that with like, this is fucking insane. What is this? What is
then
this
go
Yakuza?
back.
And
Yeah.
then go back through like the catalog of sheer insanity that is Yakuza. Like
100%.
every time it's like, oh, I love GTA. Play Yakuza. Go, do it. You'll love it.
So, if you
Well,
love
if I tell
GTA and you want an
people, like-
alternative, play Sleeping Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Sleeping
No,
Dogs.
that's a better comparison. I don't
Yeah.
think GTA to Yakuza is a good comparison. Yakuza's its own thing, though. Like,
Yeah.
it's so hard to describe to people because it's like, there's a really serious Yakuza story in the background. But there's a recurring gag about how one of the Yakuza families is really into baby play.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing that's been in, I think, about 4 games now, is this one Yakuza family, like, dressing up as babies. It's like,
Was
it's a
it-
thing. It's just part of the franchise, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Was it Yakuza or one of the other games that had that like Japanese game show side quest line?
Probably Yakuza. I need more
It
information.
sounds like a Yakuza thing.
It does. I just can't remember what it was because my brain's going. There was this quest line, but I can't quite put.
Look,
which
man,
game
some
it is.
some of the side stories and stuff in Yakuza are, some of them are simple, some of them are just fucking buck wild.
Some of them
You
are
never
insane.
know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
That's why I love the games. It's like diving into one, it's just like, okay, the plot will be interesting. It'll be a really good, solid story.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about the bones of this game. What bullshit's gonna happen?
Oh, God. That game is the Aldi middle aisle of games.
Oh, yeah. But
Like,
it doesn't feel
never
cheap
know.
ever.
Yeah. Like, you never know what the
In-
fuck you're going to find.
in
There's
fact,
treasures in here.
I would say they put way too much effort into some of the stuff that's like, why?
Some of like, the peripheral stuff is like, why is this so fleshed out?
So there was in one of the earlier Yakuza games, there's a mini game where, like, so they're very topical about when they're set.
Yeah.
So it's one of the early ones, and it's before all the internet and stuff. So one of the ways that you could like talk to people was to go to a phone cafe
Oh.
where you would sit in a room with a phone and you could talk to a girl. But
Okay.
for some reason, they over-animated everything about it. Like, Kiryu comes in, he does, like, this big dramatic pose, and he reaches over for the receiver and then, like, strikes all the buttons, and then, I'm on a phone call with a hot chick. It's just like, what the fuck?
I just love the sheer amount of like gifs that came from the Yakuza franchise, these clipping portions. It's so
Pure
much fun.
gold, man.
Yeah, because like they
I-
did that with a lot of the exaggerated movements and all the old like, because it's based around the old play style for like when they're on stage. Like I love the big like movements and shit. It's great.
Everything's over the top, everything's crazy. The amount of times the Millennium Towers have blown up, it's like, guys, just take the L.
Yeah,
Just don't set anything in the Millennium Tower. It's basically guaranteed to blow up.
oh, definitely.
It's, I mean, like, one of the characters in, I think it's like the third game, used to be a hobo.
Hmm.
And in that game, he's a loan shark. But he's a good loan shark.
Yeah.
His whole thing is he'll run you through a test, and then he'll lend you any amount of money you want at 0 interest.
Yeah.
Because the test is supposed to just allow him to decide whether or not you're a good person.
Oh.
And the way he went from hobo to this loan shark is that in a previous game, they had 100 million yen on top of the Millennium Tower, at which point a helicopter blew it all off the tower and it rained down all over Kamurocho. He grabbed as much money as he could and then invested it so that he could be a loan shark. It's just like, this is the backstory of characters in this fucking franchise.
It's a bit sad. Like, now I really want to play this new game. God damn it. Like,
I'm sorry. Look, man.
I was already
unabashedly
hyped for it,
an
but-
advocate for the Yakuza games. I would highly suggest anyone play them. If you want to play the originals, start with Yakuza Kiwami. It's a remake of the first game. If you're not super into the third-person brawler, try Like a Dragon. It's a completely different playstyle with a new main character. Kiryu isn't the main character one. It's this new guy called Ichiban. Ichiban is great. I love Ichiban.
I played Like a Dragon. I quite enjoyed that game.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know you played that one.
I got it on like PS5 a while ago, but it was like I was just playing it in the background because I don't often play my PS5 anymore. So I'm not horribly far into it, but I remember it being very fun.
Yeah, no, I would definitely go back to it. It's definitely worth your time. I mean, like, the new one with Majima is, like, tangentially related to the series that Ichiban is the main character of, so
That's
could
fair.
be worth it. A friend of mine was like, oh, I tried Yakuza 0 and I didn't really like it that much. Yeah, because Yakuza 0 is a prequel that was made after 4 games had been made and was full of Easter eggs for if you'd played the whole franchise up to that point. So it's like, yeah, it's good, but like you're not gonna really get the whole thing if you don't play the other games first.
Yeah, you're not gonna get the references. It's just gonna be a random thing, and you'll probably won't notice half of it.
I mean, like there's one where like Kiryu gets into a fight with some random. No, I think it's Majima. Gets into a fight with some random dude with blonde hair, and it's like that's the boss character from the second game.
Oh god.
Sorry, I will rant eternally about Yakuza if you let me.
Oh, look, it's a good series. And what else do we actually have to talk about this week?
Shit's thin on the ground.
Yeah, it's been a
Yeah.
very slow news week. Like,
Look, it all comes down to whether you want to talk about the LA fires,
No.
whatever's going on with Trump, or whatever's going down in Palestine, and it's all bad.
it's all bad. Yeah, there's
Yep.
not much good, happy things that make the news at the moment. 'Cause-
And as much like, yeah, okay, we try to keep a little on sort of like newsy stuff on here, but we are. I'm not going to pretend we're a little more soft news.
we really are. We just
Yeah.
want to rant.
I'm not gonna be here like, yeah, okay. One of the things we could talk about. Oh, hey, there's a ceasefire between Israel and Palestine.
Cool.
And-
They're
but
not shooting each
when-
other. Yay.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Hamas signed the ceasefire, then Palestine shot them one more time, and then signed the ceasefire. It's just like it's all a dumpster fire. It's all bad. I don't know what to say. It just kind of sucks, and it's so hard to want
Yes.
to talk about it.
There's nothing fun to talk about with that entire conflict. Yeah, like everything's on fire there. Actually, what we could talk about was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Come on, man, you need to say
Your
something.
backlog lag for a second. Well, we've been putting the sign up, but what is it? Game Rant. I've been just searching for anything that was newsworthy, and they put up like Diablo 4's new season pass rewards. They're pretty shit.
Oh, I bet they're hot garbage.
Like, the free pass gets you some Smoldering Ashes, like 20 of them, some armor packs, and, like, you know, weapon transmogs, and a new town portal, which very few people use. Then it's like their premium has, like, a bunch of other stuff, more mounts, all that kind of jazz. Like, nothing really justifies the cost. Like, at all.
The game doesn't justify the
man.
cost. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't offer the same quality of game.
I was only playing that game because it was on Game Pass. Like, I would not be paying for that game.
I made the mistake, and then I was like, yep, I'm done, I'm out. I'm not paying for your expansion packs, I'm not paying for your battle passes, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'll YouTube the fucking story.
I don't even care about the story. I'm just there to kill things, and
Look,
now
man,
I have
I'm not
Path
gonna
of
pretend-
Exile.
I mean, their cutscenes are utterly gorgeous, and I'm
They
like,
are.
yeah, sure,
Oh, they are,
I'll watch
yeah.
that shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't need to pay for your stuff to watch your cutscenes, and if I want gameplay, PoE.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yep.
It's
God,
just
that game is so
fucking
much
better. I'm pushed to play my character better. I've had to do experimentations and respecking. I've had to get so much better with my gear choices and what I'm doing. Like, I turned my brain off and finished D4.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to do that at all with Path of Exile. It's kept me engaged and playing.
Yeah.
Diablo 4 is literally, it's like it's a skill path. It's not a tree. Like,
Yeah.
option 1, choose 1 of 4. Option 2, choose 1, maybe 2 of 4. Option 3, choose maybe 1 of 4. And that's all it is. Whereas this is like, holy fuck. I tried to respec and I've bankrupted myself several times just in respecing, trying to undo the fuck up that I've done just because, oh, that looks pretty cool, without looking at the actual options of what I should be doing.
Yeah. Absolutely. There's so many
It's one
things
of the-
I've done wrong with my character. And
It's
now I
one of
look
the
back
few
and like,
games where I've actually gone to a separate website where that has the skill tree where you can actually place out what you want to do and when, and I have that open on a second screen when I'm about to dump a skill point.
I have actually gone through looking for like gear builds for the mercenary. It's like, I normally don't care about this shit. I played WoW for years and never once cared what gear I wore. Whereas now I'm like, fuck, I need the good gear. I'm dying now.
It would be handy if I could actually like say what kind of stats I wanted on a fucking like being able to remove completely useless stats and have a chance at getting a stat that I want, but it may be in there. I just haven't come across it yet.
I don't think it's in the, at least at this stage, I don't think it is. Maybe later. Remember, we've only got half the game.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck. I'm like at the end of the first
Act
run
3.
through Act 3. Like, I just got through the sci-fi looking area of it, and I'm at the final boss
Love
of that.
fucking area though.
I didn't
Jesus
realize
Christ.
it then goes to New Game Plus before it goes to End Game. Like, I'm almost halfway through. Like, holy fuck.
I'm only at like the first act in like New Game Plus. I still haven't even unlocked the Hooded Man yet. Like I'm still unlocking him. But the bosses in there are kicking my teeth in. Like,
They should.
yeah, I'm like, because normally I'm used to New Game Plus where you go to a new game, back to the start, and you're just overpowered as shit. Everything dies. Whereas this guy's like, no, welcome to Dark Souls, bitch. You're gonna start dancing, and I'm having so much fun, despite dying so often. Like,
That's what happens when a game is actually engaging.
Yeah.
definitely.
Although, side note, I have actually been playing an older game again that, like, still holds up incredibly well. I just played through start to finish again Gears of War 2.
Oh,
yeah.
I haven't played
That
Gears.
The
game
Gears
still
games hold the
slaps.
fuck up, yeah.
Yeah. I really do want them to give them like Gears of War the Halo treatment and just like remaster in a pack. I'd be so happy.
Well, I mean, like, Gears 1 got that treatment. Gears 2, 3, and Judgment never did.
Yeah, but they still
Yeah.
kind of like they were in that turn of the console where it was like pretty good.
I'd
I mean,
like
for the
a
360
Master
though,
Chief
fantastic.
collection, but just for Gears of War.
Yeah.
So good. Well, I think they have to bring out the third one in the current set before they'd even consider doing that. But wouldn't that be a way to be like, and get Gears 6 with every other Gears game?
I would buy that. I would
There's your
happily
Game
buy
Pass
that.
seller right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
Especially
they-
because, like, a lot of people haven't played 2 or 3 in ages, and even fewer people played Judgment.
Yeah.
yeah. They just need to call it the Gearbox and release it, and they could go down in history next to the Orange Box. It'd be amazing.
Oh, it would be.
Gearbox, the whole cog. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And I mean,
Fucking-
like, they did good collector's editions. Like, I think
Yeah.
I've still got my collector's edition for Gears 3 somewhere around here with the big box with the gear medal in it and all the
Yeah.
flags and shit. Like, they've done some good shit for their game, so
Look,
they could
I-
do something nice.
I really enjoyed those games. They hold a soft spot in my heart because when I first moved into a place, I had no furniture. Like, remember when I was like living in beanbags and like outdoor
Yep.
furniture for a while? Yeah. So I had nothing. I had like a TV and 2 couches which I'd borrowed from a friend of ours, and he would just come over and we played Gears of War. It was great fun. Like,
Hell yeah.
love those games.
They're effortlessly fun.
Yeah.
The design of Gears is so strangely correct, like, straight out the gate. Like, they did game 1 and they're like, we basically nailed it.
Yeah.
The only
And then
thing I'll give
everything
that
after
game-
that was just do more.
Yeah. The only thing I'll give like shit for that game is, by God, everything is grey and brown. But it was during that time where everything was grey and brown.
It's not as grey and brown as you remember.
Yeah, it's probably just like I'm looking back through the grey and brown tinted glasses that were the 2000s.
At the same time, it is an apocalyptic setting, so
Yeah.
it's like it's not like the grey and brown isn't appropriate. But like when it's daytime, it's not nearly as grey as brown as people like.
It's
to think
it's
it
not
is.
as bad as Fallout 3.
Oh God,
That's a grey and brown game.
that was grey and brown. Like, that was, I think that's half the reason like Vegas did so well, just because there was color.
We did bright brown.
Yeah, bright brown, like brown with lights. Alright, then there's The Witcher. They saved all the color for the
Yeah.
expansion.
What the? I swear to God, going to that DLC is a flashbang.
It's I love it because you go from like dreary like England and the Germanic areas and welcome to fucking Italy. Let's assault you with color. And it's like, oh God.
What's the first thing we're gonna do? Well, you're gonna fight that giant over there. You mean the one that looks more like he ran through a windmill and collected every colorful piece on the way through? Yeah, go fight that.
Go fight that guy. So then a basilisk turns up and just flashbangs you every 3 seconds. It's like, oh God, I was not expecting this.
Good
That was a
game.
good game.
Good
That was a
game.
fun game. I'm looking
I will
forward
admit,
to the new
it-
one.
Yeah. Although all the chuds are out right now.
Chuds will chud. It's
Yeah.
like the
They're-
weird thing is
they're-
they're acting like they didn't see this coming, which is really weird.
It's clearly set up if you played the third game that Siri was going to be the main character of the next
Yeah.
game.
You play portions of that game as Siri. It's like, I like this build. This is fun. And
Well,
they'll
it's more
probably
that
just
like
do that.
the whole game is basically Geralt finding and training Siri. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's kind of pretty obvious that Siri's going to be the new main character.
like they
Yeah.
couldn't have telephoned it harder if they tried. Like these chuds going, oh, we don't want to play as Siri. It's like, all right, just don't buy the game then.
Yeah, shut up and walk away. We don't care.
Yeah,
I
You
wanna play it.
leaving- Yeah, like these people leaving is a mutual benefit to me and the developer.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like when a really shitty customer is like, "You're going to lose my business." It's like, "Oh no! How will I,
I guess
live
we'll have to
with
shut
myself?"
the whole company down now.
Fucking-
Ah.
Yeah, but no. Oh, actually, speaking of Path of Exile, we had the data breach thing as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. A dude got access to a support account.
Yeah, so like a developer account for their support system.
And was able to change the password on 66 accounts and got some Steam IDs and some emails.
Yeah,
And that's it.
pretty much. They kicked him out pretty quick.
And as far as I'm concerned, as far as data breaches go, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
They shut it down quickly. The dude didn't do very much damage. The damage he did mainly do can be undone.
Yeah.
And they increased security and added additional two-factor for players. So if you're feeling unsure about how secure your account is, here's more security if you want to use it. Like,
Yeah.
that's a response I can respect.
Fucking
like,
oath.
at this point, I don't think any love has been lost there, or any trust has been lost. Like, shit happens, and they fixed it. So
Yeah. Again,
I'm
the
okay.
fact that they limited it to... He only got to 66 accounts.
yeah.
Like, he didn't even hit triple digits. And most times when you hear about these data breaches, like, thousands of accounts information leaked on the internet. This dude didn't even get to 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like
Like-
they've made it a game that works well, that people want to play, that isn't nickel and diming people, and they have a good community response to incidents like this. Like,
Yeah.
is this a fucking dream? Do
I
they
know, right?
really exist? Like,
And the new patch notes are bringing in more loot drops and more higher level monsters. Oh, like the
Yeah.
LEs.
Oh, you guys are having trouble getting loot. Would you like more?
Yeah. They
we're not
followed
going to nerf the
Helldiver
guts out of
method.
you.
Yeah, they followed the Helldiver method, where it's like, yeah, you're gonna get in-game currency. You're gonna get a shit ton of in-game currency, but you can buy more. So I'm okay with this. I'm honestly tempted to like buy in for the PoE just to get those tabs you can select different things in. Like the inventory.
Yeah, I might have caved and bought some of those tabs. They're really super useful.
I've got
I
a
bought
full
one
set of
originally.
all the unique tabs.
Yeah.
I've got a full set of them.
They're worth it.
I bought the one of them and just hadn't set it to anything, so I've set that to currency now. And the fact is, just auto dump shit in there for me and
Yeah.
organize it. It's
And
good.
Really
like,
good.
it's 30 credits, and you can get like it works well. Like,
Yeah.
that's when I bought the early access. That's what I put my 300 credits towards, buying tabs, and I was only missing 2. So I thought, fuck, I'll buy 100 credits. That's enough to get the other tab. Done, and no regrets.
I mean,
Yeah.
I spent my starter credits on getting some silly cosmetics because I wanted to look like a crab. But I mean, I only spent like 20 or $30 to get all of the tabs, so it's like, I think I've net paid like $50 for this game.
Yeah,
I paid $100 for the shitty experience I had with D4.
yeah.
That's the thing, like, for that combined, the game itself only costs like 40, like 45 or something when
Yeah.
we bought into it. So you've spent less than $100, and you've
Yeah.
gotten a great game out of it.
Yeah.
Like, most games now cost 120 as a default. And it's like, I'm already loving this game.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can
God.
you tell that we like Path of Exile 2?
You know who else loves Path of the Exile? Good old Muskie. I love that in a single sitting, he has undone his entire reputation of someone who's like a gamer. If you didn't hear the sarcasm there, it's definitely in there. But he
It's
also
basically-
failed so hard. They gave him easy maps, and he still killed the character on hardcore.
Okay, so, no, here's the thing. So, we don't know what happened with the death of his character.
Ah,
There's 2 theories. One, they killed it off to bury it after his disastrous attempt to try and pilot the character where you could barely even use the map.
yeah,
And that was the thing that pretty much everyone's like, yeah, you didn't play this game. You can't do the most basic functions of the title.
yeah,
So there's one theory that they killed the character so they can essentially make a new one and do better this time.
yeah.
And the
And
other
actually
theory,
teach him what he's doing.
yeah, and the other theory is, they were gonna record some footage, handed it to Muskie, and Muskie fucked it up.
I really hope it's the second one. I really, really do.
But as far as I'm aware, we don't know what happened with the death of his character.
That's fair. But, oh god, that shit's been funny.
It's so funny.
The memes. Oh, I've had such a time.
Yeah. Well,
He was popular for a little while. Like, a lot of people really liked Muskie for a while there, and he just seems to be throwing shit away hand over fist lately.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Any
100%.
goodwill he ever gained is gone.
yeah.
Like, yeah. It's funny to watch it all burn, though.
Oh, yeah.
I just want him to go back to playing with his rockets. You know, that way they might explode, or he'll go to
No,
Mars.
I want him to keep trying to play Path of Exile so he leaves the rockets the fuck alone so they can actually do good things.
Yeah, that's a good point. As long as he's on that first, like, launch to Mars and it just deviates slightly, we'll be fine.
It's, like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's the CEO, he shouldn't be playing video games. No, the guy's an idiot.
Yeah,
Let him play video games and let people who know what they're doing run his fucking companies.
pretty much. Like, let the people who actually know and love what they're doing look after the thing. He's a figurehead at most.
Yeah. So, it's book week.
Yay!
Yay.
Question: did I get a dud this month?
Well, I think that's going to come down to various personal opinions.
I
Muppet
enjoyed it.
Lit RPG, or
I
So-
did enjoy it. It was pretty fun, but
Our book was Master of Puppets, and we did book 1.
yep.
I didn't hate it, but it's another one of those books where I don't think they really used the concept well enough.
no, I thought the same thing.
Yeah. I was a bit let
Yeah.
down by, like, they didn't, stick with it, but
The only time I feel like they really hit, like,
Muppet.
this is peak what I was looking for, was when they met the Crumbling Death.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fucking great.
And I mean, like, when we talk about books, it's spoilers, so bite me.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
idea that it's a bunch of sentient oatmeal cookies that kill people by force feeding themselves to people, that is, like, peak Muppets. And also peak, like, the idea is that this whole area where they're existing is the dumping heap for this mage who runs the tower.
Yeah.
The idea that a mage would have accidentally created a bunch of sentient cookies and been like, fuck this, down the dumpster hole.
Well,
I love
he
the fact
makes
that they're all called
perfect
Ralph.
sense.
No, but he tried to make good cookies, and he kept the chocolate chips and threw away the oatmeal cookies. And they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, Ralph, we're the favored cookies for the defense." So, like, they think they're fucking great, but they were the rejects, and it's so
Yeah.
good.
They're all named Ralph because, like, as he's throwing it, was oh, these cookies make me Ralph.
Yeah,
Ah, yes, a lordly name, Ralph. And it's just I enjoyed
that was the only time I felt like the story was really firing on its own concept.
yeah.
yeah,
I'm not saying the rest of it was bad, but it just felt like kind of a generic story. That was the only time where it was like, dude, it's all puppets and you're in a wizard tower.
Honestly,
Do
I would
something
love
weird with it.
this as a D&D campaign I could run, but like
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
I
Yeah.
might not pick up the second one unless we get a dry spell for books. I
Same.
didn't hate it, but I wanted more, and I was a bit disappointed with it didn't, not coming through with a muffy
yeah.
side.
It wasn't a dud, but it was like a 4.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
yeah.
Kind of mediocre.
Yeah, like it's a like beer and popcorn. I'm probably not going to go back to it. It was junk food for the soul. It was
Kinda. I don't know, because it kept trying to take itself too seriously while
It
also
did,
being
yeah.
like, we're puppets.
yeah.
I think that's kind of where the disconnect happened. I think that's why I really like the Crumbling Death. It was like, this feels like we're in the puppets
That,
story.
and, like, even taking it as a lit RPG book or like the progression fantasy book, whatever you
Yeah.
want to call it, like you're over halfway in the book before he gets an ability, and
Yeah.
at no point does he do anything with what he's got.
Yeah. He doesn't use any of his abilities, I swear.
It's
like-
annoying because he figures some of them out really quickly and then just doesn't do them again.
Yeah,
Yeah. Despite having
Like-
the perfect opportunity to do it.
it's like he's not in with the setting himself. He's like very much
Yeah.
like, oh no, I'm still a person. Like, no, you're not. Like, that's just. It's almost like the writer was struggled with the reality of he's put his character in, and so he
Yeah.
couldn't sink into it.
I
Well, the thing
think
is,
the
like-
whole point of writing the character as this like super serious prepper was so that he didn't have to.
Yeah.
This character isn't going to use all these abilities. Why? He's a survivalist. He doesn't need them.
Yeah.
It's just like it felt like a lazy excuse to again not use the puppet angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you wrote a puppet book and decided to not use the puppet stuff.
Yeah.
Which I would get for the main character, but the puppets around him, or like the creatures around him, don't do it either. Like,
Weirdly gritty overtone.
yeah.
Like they made the most common puppets cannibals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was
Like, okay,
interesting.
it does track for a wizard's junk basement, but like it's such a weird tone.
Honestly, if you were going to go for that tone, it would be more like go for like Sid's bedroom from Toy Story levels of weird.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
that would have been great. A crazed mage making weird automatons and throwing them
Weird
down.
amalgams.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I might steal it for a D&D campaign, but if you're bored,
Just
it's
a basic setting of like work your way up the tower.
yeah,
Yeah.
get out of the town.
Definitely. If you're reading it for GM brain food,
Yeah.
then it's more like, this is probably
Yeah.
more like an 8.
Pretty much. Like, I'm probably going to use this for GM brain food at some point. Like, I like
Particularly
the
if you've
idea.
got players that are a little weird in the head,
Yeah.
that were like brought up on Muppets
Yes.
and want to like could see themselves in that world, then absolutely that's a campaign.
Definitely.
But what we got was someone who had an idea but didn't sort of flesh it out a lot.
Yeah. But I think they got lost in the weeds. Like, it was a very scattered story, I found.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't know what he was doing. His motivation was just to get back for a date on like 2 days after he ended up there.
Yeah.
And it was a bit strange,
Yeah.
but fun.
Yeah. Like I said, it's kind of as Dan said, it's kind of like a below average as a book. It only gets extra
It's-
points if it's like concept for a campaign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a bad book, but it's not.
Nothing to write home about.
No.
It was fun for the idea. I hope someone takes this idea and does better with it.
Yeah. I would absolutely love to find another Muppet-themed book that just runs with the concept stronger.
Yeah. One that drinks the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, essentially.
Drink the Muppet Aid.
So, it's my pick for the first book of 2025.
Gasp!
And I have a choice for the two of you. Which
go.
one we're going to do. I'm going to read both of them, because I really want to read both of these books. And I'm going to give you like a short elevator pitch for both books. So the first book is called Playground. It is a horror book. I'm going to preface that.
Okay.
And the idea is essentially 3 low-income families are promised a lump sum. And all you have to do is bring your kids to our playground and let them play on it. You'll get a lump sum up front and a lump sum when you leave.
That is
That's not
off-putting.
ominous.
That's a good synopsis that gets my attention. Fuck, what's that called?
Playground.
Playground.
And the other book that's on the table is one called Jade City. And here's the elevator pitch I heard for it that made me want to read this. It's The Godfather, but with Yakuza and magic.
Oh!
That
That one. Yeah, that just sounds
You
like fun.
want to do Jade City? We're doing
Fuck
Jade
yeah.
City?
We're doing Jade
Okay,
City.
I'll read the full blurb for Jade City now. Jade is
good
the
elevator.
lifeblood of the city of Jaelun, a stone that enhances the warrior's natural strength and speed. Jade is mined, traded, stolen, and killed for, controlled by the ruthless No Peak and Mountain families. When a modern drug emerges that allows anyone, even foreigners, to wield Jade, simmering tensions between the two families erupt into open violence. The outcome of this clan war would determine the fate of the families, from the grandest patriarch to even the lowest motorcycle rider on the streets.
Ooh, this sounds fun.
Yeah, I know, it sounds really good.
Oh, that's gonna be entertaining. Especially after we accidentally hyped ourselves up on Yakuza.
I'm not gonna lie, when we were having that big Yakuza rant, I'm like, I'm gonna be talking about that for a book.
Oh, yeah. No, that just sounds like fun. I'm keen. Ooh, it's a series. How many's in this?
I can't remember how many's in the series.
There are one, two,
The series
three,
called The Green Bone Saga, by the way.
4 of them in total.
We're gonna do book 1, The Jade City.
It's an interesting. It sounds like a cultivation kind of thing mixed with like Yakuza-y stuff.
It looks interesting. Like I said, someone pitched it as The Godfather, but with Yakuza and magic, and I'm like, sold.
Yeah, like, that's a sweet elevator pitch right there. So grabbing that, but this playground one you mentioned, that also sounds creepy as hell. Like,
So I'm gonna read this one in my own time. I'm not gonna to put it on you guys because I'm not waiting.
Throw the
until
blurb
fucking,
out there for anyone else who wants to read along.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna do. Because I'm not holding it until fucking October to read a cool horror book I've heard about. So, not that we're doing it this month, but if you want to read it, Playground.
Who's the
3
author?
low-income this one's by Leah Carey.
Okay, because I
No,
just
that's
searched
the
Playground
sorry, that's
and
the
there's two
narrator.
Yeah,
Aaron Beauregard.
because there's another
It's
one,
the one
Richard
with the-
Powers, and I was opening that one first, going, "What the fuck?"
It's the one with the weird-looking cover picture. Like,
Yeah,
that-
not the
that's
one with the
unsettling.
whale tail.
The big balloon letters and a girl standing on top of a slide that does not look good.
Yeah, no, that is an unsettling cover.
So, the blurb for Playground is the 3 low-income families have been given a handsome retainer to join Geraldine Borden and for a day at her cliffside estate. All the parents must do is collect the rest of the money is allow their children to test out the revolutionary playground equipment Geraldine has been working on for decades. But there's a reason the structures and the bowels of this Gothic castle have taken so long to develop. They were never meant to see the light of day. When a band of dysfunctional children is suddenly thrust into a diabolical realm of violence, they must grow up instantly to have a chance to survive. Will they find a way out? Find a way to put their differences aside, or be swallowed up by the insidious architecture all around them?
You know what this is? This is horror Willy Wonka, but with playground equipment.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I was super... Like, this was the book I was originally going to do, and then I heard
Yeah.
about Jade City, and I'm like, I'll let the guys decide. I'm going to read both.
I think I might end up getting both as well at this point, because that sounds interesting as fuck.
I know, right?
I just
just started seeing it pop up in a lot of the horror book things I look at.
Yeah.
It's like, if it's getting a lot of praise, I better have a look.
Yeah.
But the one we're going to do is Jade City. We're doing Jade City for the book
That's
club
fair.
this month.
Oh no, I slipped and added it to my cart.
Oh no, I've purchased both books. Whatever will I do?
How will I say this? I
It's
have
not
been
like I
listening
chew
to
through
that
books at like a week at a time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've only just started. Was it the combat code you were talking to me last week about? Which is just sounds like Mortal Kombat in a way.
Yeah. Although you see what I mean about how it kind of feels like a cultivation book, but like without
definitely.
the cultivation.
Yeah,
It's really good.
they've not brought up any like thing to do with the system, which is always refreshing. So it's just
there's none of
plain
that.
cultivation. So it's just straight up, we get better with martial arts.
Yeah.
And
And the only thing that I mean, like they can get better beyond human sort of like levels,
Yeah,
but it's more about like there's something to do with the wisps,
Wisps,
which they
yeah.
like. I've only read the first book. I'm like about halfway through the second one. So like that's the closest thing to magic in that book.
yeah.
And there's something with that, but I don't know what it is yet.
I've only just got to the point where he's gone for his first like official kind of match after joining the group.
Yeah.
And it's the whole thing of like one of the wisp types enhances what the crowd wants.
Yeah.
And well, the way they go through it, like him going, it's like the crowd like jeering for it and him wanting to do it because of that. It's really well written,
Yeah.
like annoyingly well written.
There's a reason I started the first episode of this podcast for the year going, you should probably read the combat codes.
Yeah. So I'm finishing that one off, but then I'll be jumping to the Jade City. But I'm probably going to fly through this one. So
I mean, if it's an old gripping, I can tell you I'll probably have done it in like a week.
yeah,
I chew a book if it's got anything to like... If it gets my brain going, that book's
Look,
done.
if I can run like Path of the Exile and listen to this book at the same time, there's no chance.
That's
in hell
what
I'm
I've been
not
doing.
gonna do them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good way to unwind.
I got to agree with you on that. I do
Yeah.
like a book and a little bit of PoE.
Yeah,
that's a good way
particularly
to do it.
again, any game that you can just turn your brain off, like Power Wash Simulator, any of those kinds of games, Path of Exile, and then just book. Though
I've
it
been
does mean that
craving
when I
Power
go
Wash
back and
Simulator
play those games without listening to the book is still playing in my head.
That or you start playing and you're like, now I'm jonesing for a book.
Yeah. So I've never heard the sound of this game. It's always been a narrator.
One day-
Wait, that's the plot?
One day you'll realize that how much AI integrations in Windows when you open the game and it automatically opens Audible. Oh man. But yeah, I've been slacking on my books recently. I have.
I mean, have you finished all of Heretical Fishing yet?
No.
What are you fucking doing, man?
I got distracted by combat and
That's fair. That's fair. And you stop reading a good book for a good book. I'll take that.
yeah. But I
You
will
should
go
definitely
back
go back and finish.
I have really enjoyed that book. Like holy shit.
Oh hell yeah! The pre-order for book 4's out.
Nice.
For heretical fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we talked about heretical fishing yet?
I feel like we did.
We did because it was
probably
one of our
Yeah,
books
no,
of
we
the month.
definitely. Yeah. We
Oh,
did it
yeah.
as a book for the book of the month to do the first book, and I was like, I've already read 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've already done all 3.
God, it's a fun book.
And I'm like, yeah, bring on book 4. I want book 4.
I love
Absolutely.
the fact they just like they start a cult around him in the first book and just spirals from there.
Like, it's the best cozy fiction.
It really is. It's so much fun. And there's another one from the same guy, I think. All I know is
mean,
I started
the guy
searching
who
by
wrote-
the guy who.
The guy who
So-
wrote Heretical Fishing's only written Heretical Fishing.
Yeah. No, for some reason I confused him with the guy who read it.
The guy who did He Who Fights with Monsters.
Because I'm just going through his list, and there's other ones here. Like there is the Ashbourne Primordial, which seems interesting. One just called Space Opera. It's like a bunch of these I'm probably going to listen to just because of the narrator.
Yeah.
He's a really good narrator.
I really like the way he does things. He's got some good voices behind him, and he's Australian, so I can actually understand the guy.
I like it when he uses Australian slang and it sounds right.
I love it. It's great. But, I forgot he did Armor. That was a great book.
Yeah, that was a really good book. Bit of the one shot.
I'm very glad it's just a one-shot, though.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good one and done.
Yes.
Sorry, I got distracted.
No. I was literally like, I took a breath to be like, okay, I need to stop digging around on Audible, or we're gonna do that thing. And we just do Audible for like 50 minutes.
Yeah, that strange, awkward silence you all heard there, that was all of us having Audible open and getting distracted because the ADHD squirrel got excited.
The ADHD squirrel likes to read, okay?
Or at least
The only
listen.
thing that stops it... Yeah. It keeps it, like, nice and calm.
Look, I consume a story. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Jade City's the one we'll do for this month. We'll see if I picked a good start for the year, or if it's a stinker. Or if
Right.
at least being a stinker be a good one, like The Last Tackle was.
Yeah. Man, I still remember when we first got that, I was like, this sounds interesting. And just like 2 days after we picked, it's like, guys, what the fuck?
This shit is hot garbage, but I'm finishing it because it's like hot garbage in the hottest garbage way.
Like, in for a penny, in for a pound. Like,
Yeah.
it's inflicted on me, I might as well see it through.
But that has taken us out past now, so I think we will wrap things up for this week.
Nice.
Y'all have a good one.
Bye.
See ya.